my dear brothers and sisters around the world. Today I want to share with my meeting with a priest and a sad meeting. Before that, I share with you the poster that I made for the Eucharistic Congress. I quote myself, I don't know much about Father Smits and Bishop Barron, but I know the corrupt Cardinals Tagle, Pierre, Cupich, Dolan, and Gregory, those present in the Congress. Just like underground Chinese faithful avoid communist churches, I avoid going there for celebrities unless they refuse to avoid the elephant in the Congress, Bergoglio, Strickland, Zen. Well, I said it here. Suppose you have two priests in front of you. One is a liberal priest, one the conservative priest. Even though their sacraments are valid, which priest you would prefer to do your confession? In the Chinese context, there is a state church mass and there's an underground church mass. And even though both masses are valid, yes, by the way, the state church, they are valid. Their sacraments are valid. Which church, which mass would you prefer to go? Of course, is a conservative. Well, for me, it's conservative priest, and it's the underground loyal church I would go. So same thing here. Same thing here. So even though, what I want to say is that even though the Eucharistic Congress, that's to celebrate, ultimately to celebrate, and only to celebrate the real presence of Jesus Christ, I would prefer a Congress without those corrupt cardinals. I would prefer a Congress with the real shepherds. And I put it here, not educating your sheep about scandal is part of scandal. Interestingly, Bishop Strickland is more prudent than me, and he's not as troublemaking as I am. And interestingly, Bishop today reposted about Nick Donnelly. I think that echoes with my with my lamentation, with my condemnation. He said, Nick Donnelly speaks truth here that many are not willing to admit. Their attitude is, we shouldn't speak openly about this corruption. It will scandalize the faithful. Nick Donnelly knows that the silence of shepherds in the face of evil and efforts to cover up the truth rather than clean up the mess is what scandalizes the faith. So here's my personal statement. Nick is a cancelled deacon in UK. He's my Twitter friend and strong supporter of my cause. He has a tender heart and is fearless in the battle. He lost his baby when young. Now he's old. Pray for Deacon Nick. So, here's my story. I went to a church for Mass. And this church is so beautiful. It's 70 years old, the church structure. Gothic. How many times you can find a Gothic, a church like a church? It's not IKEA style church, right? The music, or it's Novus Ordo, okay. The music, it's popular music. There is still communion rail. I think that's still antique. But people never use that. There's no kneeler because everybody is not on tongue, in hand, receive the host in hand. So in this respect, I think, given the popular music in this Gothic church, it's a mismatch. So the priest is from a foreign country. He's been in the U.S. for a short period of time, for, well, I think 1 or 2 or 3 years. And he told us he will be transferred to a let me try to hide his identity. He's to be transferred. His next post assignment is to transfer to a seminary, a major seminary, under a notorious bishop. Okay. So I know I feel it's dangerous. So I feel the urge to talk to the priest. So today, I met the priest. I took Cardinal Zen's crucifix, and I took a book. Here is the book. I wrote something. This is a book about Cardinal Kong. I put it here. My job is not to be docile. My job is to speak truth, Cardinal Zen. Well, you can read it here. Okay? Well, doomed is a nation and church who despise their prophets. So, in today's version, the book today, I didn't write this is the book for. What you see here is the book that I give to a different priest. But for today's priest, I didn't put the names like Cardinal Zen, Strickland, Burke, Garcia, because I do not want to stir. I don't want to. I do not want to cause further discomfort on the part of the priest. You understand what I say, right? So anyway. So when I meet a priest, I build a rapport, because this is the first time. This person is new to me. We're new to each other. And I told the priest, well, Father, this is I did a confession with you, and for the first time in my life, I cried for my own sin, not as a victim, but as a criminal. In yesterday's confession with you. This is the first time we meet, and most likely this is the last time we meet. And so I told him about with the Chinese being betrayed by Rome and all of that. Maybe for 5 minutes. And he said, oh, yeah, I pray for you. I pray for you guys. I never knew that. And is this your question? Do you have more question? Well, when he says, do you have more question? I know he doesn't want to. He want to cut our